According to Statistics on Addiction in America, on Addiction Center, written in 2020, almost 21 million Americans have at least one addiction, yet only 10% of them receive treatment. Today I'm here to talk to you about H&I, hospitals and institutions where they bring AA meetings to people who can't get out to them. According to the article Understanding Drug Use and Addiction Facts, published by National Institute on Drug Use on June 6, 2018, a combination of factors influence risk for addiction. The genes that a person is born with accounts for about half of that risk factor. Most people have either personally suffered from the horrible disease of addiction or they know somebody who has. So that's why today I'm here to talk to you about H&I so you can get some information on what they stand for and you can get the help that you or somebody you know needs. I'm credible to talk to you about this because I'm a recovered alcoholic and addict and I'm in Alcoholics Anonymous as well as H&I. And today I hope to share this information with you and give you valuable resources that can help save somebody's life, including your own. In this speech, I hope to teach you about H&I, what they stand for, and give you information that is life-saving and very valuable. First, we're going to talk about the history of AA and how H&I was born. Second, we're going to talk about what H&I stands for and what they do, before finally giving you information on how to join H&I and also including some very, very valuable resources if you or somebody you know needs help. First, let me tell you about the history of AA and how H&I was born. In 1934, Bill W., a raging alcoholic, had yet to find a solution to his alcoholism. His friend came to him who was also a drunk and was now sober. The Oxford group had come to him and they had taught him of a solution. The solution was finding a power that was greater than yourself, working with another alcoholic most importantly, and also teaching him that alcoholism is a real disease of the mind, body, and the spirit. According to the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous, 4th edition, written by Bill W., republished in 2001, he soon found that when all other measures failed, working with another alcoholic would save the day. Dr. Bob, Bill W., and Dr. Silkworth had all recovered from a seemingly hopeless state of mind of their addiction. So they are the ones who came together and they started working with patients in hospitals and they created AA. They started meeting in groups and having Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, and it's now all over the entire world. Now that we've learned a little bit about AA, let me tell you about how H&I was born. The warden of San Quentin Prison had realized that about 80% of his inmates that got released reoffended, and normally alcohol was a contributing factor of this. So he heard about Alcoholics Anonymous and its success, and he decided to invite them into the prison. And it was very successful. People managed to keep their sobriety and stay sober, and the number of reoffending rates dropped drastically. So they ended up transferring one of their inmates from San Quentin to Folsom Prison to share the message of recovery and solution and start AA meetings there. And so one day there was a meeting scheduled and two groups from AA showed up, and the guard told them basically, only one person is allowed to be here, one of you have to go. And they went in the parking lot and they got into a fist fight. And the guard said, this is unacceptable. If this happens again, nobody's ever welcome back in this prison. And so H&I was born to schedule and organize meetings. Now that we've learned about the history of AA and learned a little bit about how H&I was born, let's discover what H&I stands for and what they do. H&I stands for hospitals and institutions where they bring meetings to people who can't get out to them. They go into psychiatric hospitals, prisons, jails, detoxes, treatment centers, and sober livings. And basically, they share their experience, strength, and hope, what happened, what it was like, and what happened now. Basically, before pre-COVID, people would go to a church the third Monday of the month, and we would have a business meeting. Orientation for people who want to join would be at 7 p.m., business meetings at 8 p.m. There would be tables set up, and a list of all these different panels that you can sign up for, and that's how it worked. Now everything is, every Thursday there's a panel. All the facilities who are participating all go on that day, and there's generally 3 to 4 speakers. There's one person who facilitates the entire panel. And we bring literature. We bring the Alcoholics Anonymous Big Book there. This is a Bible of recovery. This keeps you sober. It tells you all the steps that you work. And we bring the 12 and 12 We bring meeting directories and everything like that to the patients at the facilities for free. And now, even with COVID, we have delivery angels who go purchase the books with AA members' donations, and we go and bring it to the facility still, because the literature is what keeps you sober. In the book, The 12 and 12, written by Bill W., originally published in 1952, the 12 steps states, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we try to carry this message to other alcoholics and to practice these principles in all of our affairs. That's what H&I is based off of. Okay. Now that you know what H&I stands for and what they do, let's talk about how to join H&I. And also, I'm going to include some really valuable information on a separate page for you to give to yourself or your family or anybody that you know that's struggling with this horrible disease. Okay, sorry. According to Todd Grossman on SFE H&I, written in 2020, while no one person speaks for Alcoholics Anonymous as a whole, how we look and how we talk may be the only example of AA that a person sees. That's why there's really strict guidelines and everything set up for people who want to join H&I, because if you go into a panel and you're looking all sloppy and you're cussing and it's unattractive. So we're a program of attraction, they say. So there's rules of no foul language. You have to dress appropriately and very nice and be well groomed. And there's, other stuff like that. And like I said, there is a business meeting at 8 p.m. every third Monday of the month. Orientation is at 7 p.m. I'm including a separate page that has a ton of resources for treatment centers, the Zoom meeting ID and password for orientation, the addresses, etc. So now that you know now that you know how to join H&I, and I'm going to also include the information on how to get help if you or somebody you know is struggling from addiction or alcoholism, let's conclude. First, we learn about the history of Alcoholics Anonymous and how H&I was born. Second, I told you what H&I stands for and what they do, before finally giving you a little information on how to join H&I, including an extra page on full resources if you or somebody you know needs help. I hope you heard something today that stuck with you when I talked to you about H&I. And I really hope that if somebody that you know or yourself is struggling with alcoholism or addiction, that you have some information now that can help save you or your friends. Remember that you are not alone. Like I said, 21 million Americans have at least one addiction, and there's people that have way more than that, trust me. And so basically, you are not alone, and if you need help, please get the help that you need. Don't be the 90% of people that don't seek treatment. Have a good day. God bless you guys.